Please be seated. Good morning. It's a great pleasure to welcome all of you to Fall Convocation for North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to current and former members of the University of North Carolina Board of Governors, members of the North Carolina A&T State University Board of Trustees, Board of Visitors, elected officials, members of the Chancellor's Cabinet, deans, faculty, staff, students, platform guests, and friends. I'm also proud to welcome our guest speaker, Mr. Jerome Myers, and our First Lady, my wife, Mrs. Davita Wagner Martin. And finally, to all of our alumni joining us today in person or via live stream for this event as part of the 2022 Homecoming festivities, welcome home, Aggies. It has become a tradition before homecoming to come together to honor our past, celebrate our present, and proclaim our future. As many of you know, North Carolina A&T is a public 1890 land-grant doctoral research, high research activity university with a distinction in STEM and a commitment to excellence in all of our disciplines. We continue to build upon the excellence of our past and the significant and outstanding contributions of our alumni, rising to become a premier university recognized as the nation's largest historically black college and university for the 9th consecutive year, with an enrollment of 13,487 students. Our mission is to prepare students to advance the human condition and facilitate economic growth in North Carolina and beyond by providing a preeminent and diverse educational experience to teaching, research, and scholarly application of knowledge. We're making great strides in our athletics programs, not only in many championships we have won in recent years in numerous sports, but in the academic success of our student athletes as well. The quality and success of our university is paramount. When we think about Aggie Pride, it's important to understand that it's not just in one area or confined to academics, research, or athletics. It's a university-wide reality that encompasses all that we do. We compete statewide, nationally as well, and we are increasingly doing so in ways that are transforming our university. And that's what Aggies do. We'll follow this morning's program as printed, so I ask you to please rise for singing of Lift Every Voice and Sing, followed by greetings from the Board of Trustees Chairwoman Hilda Penix-Ragland, Student Government Association President Azana Tamrat, and on behalf of the alumni, Kimley Gatling. And at the conclusion of our greetings, we'll have recognition of athletes from Joy Harris, President of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee. Thank you. Please be seated.
Good morning. As chair of the Board of Trustees for North Carolina Agricultural and State University, it is indeed Agricultural and Technical State University. It is indeed an honor to be here today. And after all, it's homecoming. Who's ready for homecoming in this room? Yes. And our campus is filled with excitement, with joy, with laughter. And oh, by the way, we're going to win the game. We know we're winners in everything we do. Over 131 years, this great institution has emerged as a premier land-grant doctoral research university and an incredible leader. Yes, we're the largest HBCU, but we are the best because we deliver excellence. In fact, we deliver excellence across this great city, this state, and this world as indicative of $1.5 million impact on the overall economy. Let me say that again, $1.5 billion impact across this economy, mostly right here in Greensboro. And all you have to do is just ride around and you can see the impact. We have emerged as the leader in economic development in this area. So what better time to be on campus? What better time to celebrate Aggies? Aggies. We are here to impact the communities, the businesses, and yes, the world. Welcome back to a successful, safe, fun-filled, winning homecoming. Aggies, always doing, but never, ever done.
Great day, my fellow Aggies. I'm Kim Gatling, and I serve on the Board of Trustees and as chair of the Advisory Council for Alumni Relations. On behalf of the Alumni Advisory Council and all of the proud alumni of this illustrious university across the globe, I greet you with a warm and hearty Aggie Pride. Aggie Pride. A homecoming is defined as the return of a group of people, usually on a special occasion, to a place formerly frequented or regarded as home. Aggieland, this beautiful campus, is certainly home for our alumni. And this year, coming home feels even more special, as for many of us, it is the first time coming back together en masse. In this season of homecoming, may we give thanks for this glorious institution who helped to mold us into who we are. May we also give back our time and our financial blessings, for we know that we must support our own. And importantly, especially for all of you students sitting in the audience as well, may we vote during this important election season to ensure that the voice of this university, the voice of this important university is heard at every relevant legislative body, both locally and nationally. As we all know, Aggies do. And during this greatest homecoming on earth, we bid you love, laughter, the sharing of old memories, and the making of new memories. Happy homecoming, Aggies. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yes, I love a response. Greetings, everyone. Good morning. I hope you all have had a splendid day, splendid start to your day. Today, we are here to recognize and celebrate our student athletes who have excelled academically and to also present the Alumni Achievement Award to the winners who will later be announced. I want to welcome every North Carolina A&T State University alumni, all of our current students, and all of our hardworking administrators who were able to make this year's Fall's Convocation happen. Trust we celebrate and recognize you as well. I am excited to say that we have big-time alumni in the house today, including our own Dr. Velma Spate, class of 1953. Let's give her a round of applause. As we subject ourselves to the enjoyment of GHO this upcoming weekend, let me remind you that this is a generational family reunion, not just a homecoming extravaganza. For decades, the North Carolina A&T State University homecoming event has been more than just a tailgate or a cookout of some sort. The Bluford Library Archives, which holds most of our school's history, shows that the first homecoming event dates all the way back to 1926, when NC A&T beat Lincoln University. With that being said, students, please be aware that the students make the university and the university makes the student. To everyone, please be safe, have fun, and watch your surroundings. More importantly, keep an eye on your friends. Represent yourself and your university in a respectful manner. As Maya Angelou once said, if you get, give, if you learn, teach. Thank you.
Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Then why not every man? He delivered Daniel from the lion's den, Jonah from the belly of the whale, and the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. And why not every man? Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? And why not every man? The wind blows east and the wind blows west. It blows like the judgment day. And every poor soul that never did pray will be glad to pray that day. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? And why not every man? I set my foot on the gospel ship, and the ship it began to sail. It landed me over on Keynote shore, and I'll never come back anymore. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Why not every man? Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? Deliver Daniel, deliver Daniel. Didn't my Lord deliver Daniel? And Jonah, the belly of the whale, and the Hebrew children from the fiery furnace. Yes, he did. Yes, deliver Daniel from the fire. Oh, yes. Every man. Yes, he did. Yes, deliver Daniel from the fire. Oh, yes, he did. Tell me what?
University Choir under the direction of Maestro Alexander. Another warm round of applause, please. That's outstanding. Outstanding. Wow. Ms. Joy Harris, President of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, will now come forward and recognize our student athletes. Ms. Harris.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Joy Harris, and I serve as the President of the Student Athlete Advisory Committee for this academic year. Today, I have the pleasure of representing my peer athletes and all of the accomplishments that we have made thus far. However, before I highlight all that the student athlete body has achieved, let's first discuss what we have endured. Amidst the long hours that we encounter in the classroom and study hall to remain within good academic standing with the university, we then pour our blood, sweat, and tears and whatever motivation we have left into our sport. Being a student athlete in college is unlike any athletic experience you have ever endured in high school, middle school, clubs, or leagues. The stakes are higher, and you no longer are just participating for recreational purposes or for pure enjoyment. It becomes a lifestyle. For some of us, this is the only way we can afford to attend college. It is an opportunity to become a professional athlete. It's a way to provide for our families, set an example for our communities, and prove to our younger siblings that there is more to life than what they are accustomed to. As students, we have to persevere, but as athletes, we have to survive and keep our head above water when life is throwing everything it has at us. It is no surprise that the global pandemic of COVID-19 did a number on everyone, but it affected athletes in multiple ways. Athletic seasons were canceled, it left a negative impression on the overall health of a lot of students, and it caused some to make impossible decisions of whether to go back to school or stay at home. Although COVID will forever have a lasting impact, we have overcome setbacks and continue to strive for greatness and exceed expectations. Now that we have talked about all the challenges that we have overcome, let's get to the good stuff. All that we have achieved even through this adversity. As an athletic department, we are in good academic standing with the NCAA, and we have a high retention rate, meaning that a large percentage of students who come to A&T are graduating within the 4-year time span. As you all may know, the university has now joined the CAA conference, and the volleyball team has set an extremely high standard by dominating this high level of competition with a consecutive winning streak of 4 games and counting. Our cross-country team has had an impressive season thus far and is currently at their conference meet in an attempt to win us another championship. Our bowling team has begun their season with a 4th place finish at the Colonial Classic, and that is just the start to another successful year. Our tennis team finished last year with one of their best seasons in Aggie history, and I personally cannot wait to see them continue that legacy. The men and women's track team has a hard act to follow, but with all the accomplishments we have had thus far, such as our 8-time consecutive win in the MEAC Conference, our conference championship with the Big South, and sending athletes to the 2022 Olympics, I am confident that we will continue to shock the world with our amazing abilities. I hope that my speech today gives you a glimpse of what life as a student athlete entails and inspires each of you to continue supporting our athletes in the athletic department. Thank you for your time today, and as always, Aggie Pride. Aggie Pride. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Joy, and certainly thanks to all of the great efforts of our student athletes and all of our coaches as well. And I'm going to take the liberty at this moment to just have all of our coaches and all of our student athletes, where you are, just stand to be recognized. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. At this time, we will have the introduction of our guest speaker by Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Tanya Smith-Jackson.
Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome everyone to our 2022 Fall Convocation and Homecoming Week. Let us be mindful of our collective commitment and responsibility to respect and protect each other. Let's keep that in mind. I want to pause just one moment and make sure that we also thank again the beautiful music that has been provided by our choir and our band. This is exceptional talent along with our athletes. So let's take a moment and thank them again. We appreciate all of the gifts that you all share with us to make this university great. I want to say one more thing. I hear you trombones back there. I was second trombone, everybody. I hear you trombones. So I have the distinct honor to introduce alumnus Jerome Myers, class of 2005, civil engineering. He is a developer and founder of the Myers Development Group, LLC. He's also a licensed professional engineer, a certified project management professional, also known as PMP, a licensed commercial and general contractor, and his businesses are certified as North Carolina historically underutilized businesses. Currently, Mr. Myers is the Chief Inspiration Officer and founder of Dreamcatchers, a podcast that facilitates a way to assert the narrative for people who want to chase their dreams, in spite of what others deem to be unlikely. Mr. Myers and his podcast focuses on those who choose the red pill, the symbol to pursue success in an uncertain world that defies the illusions fed by those who want to paint a false narrative of fairness and equal opportunity. In the movie The Matrix, those who choose the red pill have chosen to struggle by facing the reality of inequality that many of us face, and also its requisite challenges and truths. The red pill people choose to fight the illusion in order to assert their freedom and equal opportunity and rights to success. Mr. Myers has also served as the secretary of NCA&T's National Alumni Association. He served as secretary of the Virginia branch of the American Association of Blacks in Energy and served on the board of directors of the Minority Engineering Partnership. He received an MBA from Longwood College in Farmville, Virginia in 2010, where he earned his status in the prestigious Phi Beta Kappa. Mr. Myers continues to hold powwow at the mountaintop to assist high-achieving entrepreneurs to work together to overcome obstacles. Mr. Myers' own method integrates with what we call the mastermind approach. He builds teams of experts into expert teams who collectively address complex problems and challenges, and they do so under the commitment to advance the human condition through innovation and servant leadership. There is so much more that I can say about his many achievements, but really the point is all of his achievements focus on equalizing the playing field and helping us live our rights and opportunities to pursue life, liberty, and happiness. The other thing I want to put out there, though, is that he played football also at North Carolina A&T, athletes. He also received two scholarships, but he still worked for pay because he did not want to ask his family for money. Currently, he is paying everything forward by helping others build wealth through real estate investments and focusing on multifamily real estate and generational wealth. He is advancing the human condition, one family at a time. Indeed, I find myself truly inspired by my fellow Red Pill warrior, and I am pleased to present him to you so that we can all celebrate the contributions A&T made to his transformation and his subsequent contributions to our world. Let us recognize, appreciate, and celebrate Mr. Jerome Myers, alumnus of the prestigious North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. At Geek Pride. At Geek Pride.
Kind of hard to believe she's talking about me. Man, it's been a wild ride. Chancellor Martin, Mrs. Martin, members of the Board of Trustees, the Chancellor's Cabinet, elected officials, students, faculty, staff, alumni, and friends, my mentor, Mr. Deese, Pastor Wesley Morris there in the back, Mom, hey, Mommy, hey, Daddy. And to the woman who asked me if I still knew how to dream 6 years ago, you've been a partner and a pillar, support every step of the way since I left corporate America. And it's my honor to be here with you all today. Thank you, Raylisha. In today's world, we are entertained with 15-second videos on our phones, and we prefer to text over talk. One of the hardest things to do is to keep somebody's attention over a minute. And here I am, with my heart pounding, sweaty palms, butterflies in my stomach, knowing that all I can do is offer you my truth. 6 years ago, I was contemplating exiting corporate America. I was thinking about blowing up my life as I knew it. For those of you who watched the 1999 documentary, The Matrix, you recognize this as taking the red pill. Think about it, 6,000 square foot house, exotic cars, travel whenever you want. Why would you walk away from that? Back then, I worked in a division. We were closing in on our second $20 million year with over 30% profit margins. My team, which was half the size it was the year before, was getting more efficient and more effective week by week. Just 2 years earlier, I was employee number 2. We had $0 in revenue, and we grew it to 175 employees. 0 to 20 million for somebody else in under a year. People didn't always believe that I was responsible for the increase because of my age and my appearance. I still smirk at the faces they made when they saw me walk in after seeing the financial reports. Their mouths would always drop. I was always the youngest. I was the only brown person. I was the only one with long hair. And I was okay with that. 6 years prior, people told me I was ruining my career when I decided I was not going to get haircuts anymore. And a little over a decade before that, a campus recruiter told me that my hair wouldn't work at their company. And I didn't have dreads then. I had a really, really small fro. I'm grateful for both experiences because they helped me realize a few things about life. There are times in your walk where you need to trust yourself. The first experience, the one related to my hair not working at their company, was humbling because I realized that I hadn't done anything yet. Playing football and graduating summa cum laude, I think I graduated like a 3.97 or 4 or something like that, didn't matter in the world of work. I would be the new kid on the block, and to give the older kids a reason not to like me was a recipe for unnecessary trouble. So I assimilated. I got the highest starting salary out of my class, shout out to the 2005 civil engineering graduates, and went on to prove to the world that I was somebody. So my first day at work, a security guard stopped me, and he asked me, "Who are you?" I said, "I'm Jerome Myers." He said, "Where are you going?" "Start my new job." He retorted, "Well, what will you do when you get there?" I responded, "I'm gonna prove them right." He said, "Who is they?" I said, "Well, all those people who were silly enough to believe in me. My mom, my dad, teachers, coaches, and the guy that hired me to work here." He said, "Please come in," with a big smile. Little did I know that wild journey would end in this. In the blink of an eye, a decade went by. And on December 24th at 4:55, I get a phone call. This is 2015. "Jerome, I know you and I have been going back and forth on this for a few weeks, but I made a decision. We're going to lay half your team off. No, that's not the right answer. Why would we do that? Well, this isn't a negotiation. We already had the deliberation. I'm calling to inform you of a decision. See, I had this illusion that I was in control because I saw people once a quarter. I talked to them every other week, the people that I reported into. But that wasn't real. I thought I was an entrepreneur, but I wasn't. I was still in the system, and somebody could come in and tell me what was going to happen to the people who were on my team. And that bothered me. So I continued to plead with him on, no, that's not the right decision. And then he said, look, Jerome, it's 4:59 on Christmas Eve. I'll talk to you in the new year. I'm going to spend the rest of the year with my family. And I was in shock because I realized that my life had changed forever. I never had to tell someone they needed to find a different way to earn a living. They thought, and the thought of having to communicate that to 75, 80 people just seemed tumultuous. So I spent the next few days, because we were on break, figuring out what we were going to do. And after many sleepless nights and days that I didn't eat, I found my way through my feelings and got back to leading my division. And all I could say in my mind to rationalize it was, they made me do it. I hadn't accepted that I had a choice. They made me do it. I gave all of my agency away. And so I moved on. We laid folks off. We continued to make money, more money this year than last year because we were more efficient. And it still irked me, it bothered me. I felt like I let people down. See, in the 8th grade, I had a friend I was supposed to call. This is hard. To go to a high school football game. And I forgot to call him. And on Saturday morning, I got a phone call, and it said he was gone. My classmate for the last 5 years, my teammate for the previous 2 was no longer alive. A tragedy that I still blame myself for in some part today. Hopefully he can forgive me for not calling. And hopefully he sees that I'm living a full life and carrying his story with me. I think we've had a similar instance happen through gun violence that's affected our community here at A&T. So I'd just like to pause for a moment and recognize Ms. Kanisha Turner, because I'm sure her life was cut short as well. So let me pause here and share what is one of the most important things I've ever learned in my life. Be impeccable with your word. It's your bond, and you never know whose life can dramatically change as a result of what you say. Honor your commitments, always say what you mean, and mean what you say. So when I tell you the butterflies are floating and my palms are sweating, it isn't because I'm intimidated by standing in front of a crowd. I played at homecoming at A&T when they were bringing bleachers in on the track, man. I've seen it all. I've been in Bethune, they throw beer bottles at us. Like, I've seen it all. This isn't scary. But what is scary is that there's probably 1 or 2 people here who will listen to what I'm saying and actually take action. And I want to be sure what I say is helpful, because your time is your most valuable resource and you're spending it here with us today. So, how did I blow up my life? What did taking the red pill really mean? It meant leaving the brand new F-150 company truck behind, the 401k, the 6-figure salary, the 6-figure bonus, my dream car, the dream house, all the people I'd work with. It meant going back to driving the Toyota Camry that was almost 10 years old. with over 100,000 miles on it, no leather seats, no backup camera. It meant giving up seeing my daughters almost every day. It meant risking everything that made me feel comfortable for something that I thought could change my family tree. A chance to actually be the one. For so many people, it's too much to risk, and it's understandable. For me, deep down in my soul, I believe that there was a chance I could create something so special if I bet on myself. Sometimes, not always, and not for everyone, it's necessary to blow up the life that you know for the one that you believe you can have. I realized that the company didn't make me lay people off. I chose to participate in the decision. I realized that life isn't full when I shrink to other people's expectations. The people who always wanted to spend time with me when I was running a huge division were the same people who had a hard time answering the phone when I was calling for business for mine. I was outside the system and it was very uncomfortable. No clients, no business leads, and no real understanding of what to do next. It's absolute wrong way to do it. Don't do it this way, guys. I'm telling you, don't do it this way. I hadn't been asked the questions a security guard asked me on my first day at my new job, so I didn't bother to answer them when I was in this gap, and I was lost. Change is uncomfortable. Be sure you are as prepared as possible before you take the big leap. Know who you are, what you're working towards, and how you will improve the human condition once you get to where you are going. In my sophomore year here at A&T, my buddy Duran and I were on the stoop talking about how wealthy we were going to be, which was par for the course for our conversations. And then we decided to do some math because that's what engineering students do in their free time. I was paying $395 in rent. I had 2 roommates. They were paying $395 downstairs in the apartment underneath us. Duran was doing the same thing. And we multiplied it across the apartment complex. The guy was making $700,000 a year, but we never saw him. He figured out how to decouple his time from money. And we wanted to figure out how to do the same thing. We learned that trading our hours for dollars wasn't the wealth creation formula. You needed to buy assets that you could charge other people to use in order to become wealthy. But I remember what I said. I never saw the owner, so who would I ask? And being the son of a soldier and a stay-at-home mom, we didn't have a whole lot of people with multi-million-dollar real estate portfolios coming over to the cookout. So I went and did the corporate thing, right? But now I'm on my way out. It's time to get that dream off the shelf and go do it. I had no excuses anymore. I needed to figure it out. I'd been out of school over a decade. I made some money. I had a high 700 credit score, some professional credentials, and a few certifications. But that didn't matter when I went to the bank. After giving the commercial loan officer, with a big smile, my 54-page business plan, he looked at me, smiled, and said, "Wow, you've put a lot of work into this," without opening it. "How much capital are you looking for?" "About $1 million. Well, what experience do you have?" I rattle off the credentials that she talked about in the bio or the intro. And he said, "Yeah, but what do you know how to do related to this?" "I don't think I understand your question, sir. I'm a project manager, I'm an engineer, got an MBA. Okay, well, forget that. Tell me about your schedule of real estate owned." "I don't know what that is." "Where's your balance sheet?" "What's that?" "Do you have your anything with your global cash flow on it?" Smile was gone, right? I realized my business plan didn't matter, my credentials didn't matter, I didn't have the experience, and I wasn't prepared for the opportunity that was in front of me. I thanked him for his time, and I went to do research. Thank God for Google. I needed to know what the terms meant so I could have a chance at a loan. And so I did my research, and then I went to the next one and the next one, and I'm stubborn like my father, so I didn't give up after the first 5, and I got to number 10, and I was like, okay, well, this isn't gonna work. They all told me the exact same thing, I needed a partner. But I didn't know anybody who owned commercial real estate. So I put the dream back on the shelf, and I did what everybody else does, right? I went to fix and flip properties. And quickly I realized that I was working harder than I had when I had a job. I wasn't making as much money by any stretch of the imagination, and what I was doing wasn't sustainable. I wanted to quit. It would have been so much easier just to go back and get a job and finish out my career as an energy executive. Then one night, I walked upstairs, and I saw a little lady sitting in a bed covered up in papers. And when I looked closer, I realized that it was letters that I had printed out to send to owners of apartment buildings. It may sound strange, but mailing letters to people who have property and asking them if they want to sell them is a really efficient and effective way in order to get real estate deals. And so I asked her, I said, "What are you doing?" And she looked at me over her glasses and said, "I'm helping." And I said, "Helping?" "Yeah. I don't know how to do what you do. I don't know how to analyze a deal, but I do know how to write addresses on envelopes, put letters in them, seal them, put a stamp on them, and drop them in the mail." Sometimes you just need that one person to believe in you when you stop believing in yourself to keep going. So that's what I did. I kept going. From there, met my partner, James Bryant, an alumnus of the university, first millionaire that I ever met. He partnered with me and Duran on our first deal. We bought more deals. And before I knew it, we had a few $1 million in holdings. Things were good. The business plans were working on the buildings. And then the pandemic hit, and I realized that all of my income was tied to people putting money in deals. And I could be a little slow at times, but I realized nobody wanted to do a deal when I started running around saying, "Hey, we can buy this, we can buy that." And all of my income disappeared again, back to zero, all of it. So one day I'm standing in the front yard with my parents, well, my mom and my 2 daughters. And my youngest daughter, Malia, called me a superhero after getting a drone out of a tree that she got it stuck in. I felt nothing like a superhero. I felt like a failure. She picked up on my struggle with her compliment. She's so intuitive. And she said, "Daddy, what's wrong?" I said, "Baby, I need to make some money." And she said, "Oh, Daddy, don't worry. You'll be rich again." I said, well, okay. And then my oldest smiled at me, Kaya smiled at me, and she said, "Yeah, I believe in you. You can do anything." So again, another pivot, right? Somebody believed in me. And so this time it was back into my calling, leadership development, a skill that I leaned on heavily when I was in my corporate role. I continued to operate the properties that we had and spent about half of my hours helping business leaders double their business and take twice as much time off. What I found is a lot of people change their 9 to 5 for a 5 to 9. They make half the income as an entrepreneur. They work twice as much time, but they have the pride of ownership. And I think if you figure a few things out, you can flip it, work half the time, make it twice as much money. So that decision has given me ownership of my time, and I can use it how I see fit. Some of my favorite ways is traveling with loved ones and helping others on their journey to create generational wealth. This is what works for me, and something else might work for you. Again, I can only share with you my truth. Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone. Mathematically, it can't be. But leadership is, especially if you're an Aggie. In every room you're in, lead. In every space you are in, know and live your truth. Our leadership and desire to make a world a better place is what Aggies do. We strive to build ourselves up and those who come behind us. We believe in each other. I'll never forget the people who believed in me. Hopefully my mom's proud of me. Hey, Daddy, you back there too. The teachers, the coaches, the person that hired me for the first time, all of my business partners, and especially the little lady stuffing letters in the bed. And I'll never forget Cliff, the security guard. Today, I'm your Cliff. I'm stopping you at the gate, and I'm asking you the same 3 questions he asked me. Who are you? Where are you going? What will you do when you get there? Knowing these answers will keep you focused on your personal and professional goals and make you a great leader that people can feel comfortable following. You can do anything with the red pill and a degree from A&T. My only request is whatever you do, you lead. Your dreams should be real. Thank you.
Wow, you know, let me get the emotion, beyond the emotion. As I typically do, I take notes, and I couldn't write fast enough to get as many of those gems as I could. I don't want to repeat his whole speech, but I will share a few. People didn't always believe I was responsible for the company's performance because of the way I looked. I was the youngest in the room, and I had long hair. Sometimes it's important to blow up your life that you know for the one you know you should have. You have to think about that. We need to buy assets, charge other people to use them so we can create wealth. Sometimes you need just that one person to believe in you, to motivate you to keep going. And I'll end with these. You have to answer 3 questions. Who are you? Where are you going? And what will you do when you get there? Jerome, thank you. Let's give him another round of applause, please. Thank you. And I heard him make reference on a couple of occasions to Mommy and Daddy in the room. And I'd love to have Mr. and Mrs. Myers please stand so we can recognize you. Thank you. Now we have the presentation of the Alumni Achievement Awards by Teresa Davis, Associate Vice Chancellor for Alumni Relations. Ms. Davis.
Our alumni are the heart of the A&T family. As institutional ambassadors for the university, your passions find their voice in Aggie pride. Your achievements in your careers and communities are intricate stitches in the fabric of this exceptional institution's legacy. Good morning. Today, we honor alumni from 7 colleges, the Joint School of Nanoscience and Nanoengineering, and our newly founded Honors College for accomplishments in their respective industries. From the College of Agriculture and Environmental Sciences, Mr. Walter Hood, class of 1981. Unfortunately, Mr. Hood is not able to be with us today, but please welcome Dean Mohammed Ahmedna, who will accept Mr. Hood's award on his behalf. Over the last decade, Walter Hood has become America's most decorated landscape designer. He received the 2017 Academy of Arts and Letters Architecture Award, the 2019 Knight Public Spaces Fellowship, and the 2019 MacArthur Genius Fellowship, the 2019 Dorothy and Lillian Gish Prize, and the 2021 Architectural League's President's Medals Award. Congratulations to Mr. Hood. From the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, escorted by Dean Francis Ward Johnson, please welcome the Honorable John Houston, class of 1974. Judge Houston is a senior judge with the United States District Court for the Southern District of California in San Diego. As a judge nominated by President George W. Bush and confirmed by the United States Senate, Judge Houston has had the significant responsibility of exercising jurisdiction over federal criminal and civil matters. Judge Houston is active in numerous local continuing legal education programs and with the Black Law Student Associations at San Diego's 3 law schools. Additionally, he has served on the North Carolina A&T's Board of Visitors. Congratulations, Judge Houston. From the Willie A. Deese College of Business and Economics, Ms. Melanie Glover, class of 2004. Unfortunately, Ms. Glover is not able to be with us today. Please welcome Interim Dean Lisa Owens-Jackson, who will accept Ms. Glover's award on her behalf. Ms. Glover is a certified public accountant in the states of North Carolina and Florida, as well as in Washington, D.C., and she is also a certified information systems auditor. She has extensive experience working with clients in the design, implementation, and assessment of processes and controls that impact their businesses. Currently, Ms. Glover is a partner with Trust Solutions at PricewaterhouseCoopers and serves as the firm's relationship partner for North Carolina A&T. Additionally, she serves on the university's Executive Advisory Council for the Willie A. Deese College of Business and Economics. Congratulations to Ms. Glover. From the College of Education, escorted by Dean Paula Groves Price, please welcome Mrs. Shirley Fry, class of 1953. Mrs. Fry started her professional career in Greensboro, North Carolina as a public school teacher. She taught second grade and exceptional children and later taught briefly at Bennett College. Throughout her career, Mrs. Fry has also been a devoted community volunteer. She led the integration of Greensboro's 2 segregated YWCAs in the 1970s. Greensboro's newest YWCA building is named in her honor. Mrs. Fry is married to the former North Carolina Supreme Court Chief Justice Henry E. Fry. Shirley Fry has been involved in more than 100 former and present associations and affiliations and is the recipient of more than 25 honors and awards, including the 1985 Governor's Order of the Longleaf Pine Award and the Triad Business Journal's 2022 Women in Business Special Achievement Award. Congratulations, Mrs. Fry. Class of 53. For this next award, I would like to invite Interim Dean Stephanie Luster Teasley to the stage. From the College of Engineering, escorted by Interim Dean Stephanie Luster Teasley, please welcome Jerome Myers, class of 2005, and today's keynote speaker for Convocation. Mr. Myers' dynamic accomplishments were shared with us earlier. Congratulations, Mr. Myers. From the John R. and Kathy R. Harrison College of Health and Human Sciences, U.S. Army General Clara Mae Leach Adams Ender, class of 1961. Unfortunately, General Adams Ender is not able to be with us today. Please welcome Dean Imelda Ongari, who will accept General Adams Ender's award on her behalf. While a student at North Carolina A&T, General Adams Ender participated in the Woolworth sit-ins to desegregate its white-only lunch counter. In 1975, she entered the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College, where she became the first woman to earn a master's degree in military arts and sciences in 1976. She graduated from the U.S. Army War College in 1982, the first African-American Nurse Corps officer in the Army to do so. In 1991, General Adams Ender assumed command of Fort Belvoir, Virginia, and served as Deputy Commanding General of the Military District of Washington. After retirement from the Army, she published her autobiography, My Rise to the Stars: How a Sharecropper's Daughter Became an Army General. Congratulations to General Adams Ender. From the College of Science and Technology, escorted by Dean Abdullah Amadouche, please welcome Sonia Hines, class of 1992. Mrs. Hines founded H&S Resources Corporation in 2006, which evolved into Akata Global in 2019. Her numerous honors include being named as a top 100 Minority Business Enterprise Business Owner and being awarded Smart CEO's 2016 Future 50 Award. Additionally, she has served on North Carolina A&T's Board of Visitors. Congratulations, Mrs. Hines. From the Honors College, escorted by Dean Margaret Knipes, please welcome Adrena G. Bass, class of 2005. Attorney Bass is a dedicated lawyer with 13 years of experience in the legal industry. Currently, she is an Assistant Attorney General at the North Carolina Department of Justice. Attorney Bass takes pride in giving back to her community through service. She serves on the North Carolina Department of Justice's Diversity and Inclusion Committee and is a member of Wake Women Attorneys and Wake County Bar Association. Congratulations, Mrs. Bass. From the Joint School of Nanoscience and Nanoengineering, escorted by Dean Shireen Obear, please welcome Dr. Preetha Vrejra Deshmukh, class of 2019. Dr. Deshmukh is a technology development process engineer in the Thin Films module of the Logic Technology Development Division at Intel Corporation, which is the world's largest semiconductor chip manufacturer. Dr. Deshmukh is ranked internationally among the top researchers in his field. He has been recognized for providing cost-effective solutions and creating technologies that are transferred to fabrication facilities overseas through departmental and organizational level accolades and awards. Congratulations, Dr. Deshmukh. And now, on to 3 awards being given in honor of the legacy of alumni excellence established by the North Carolina A&T Alumni Association. The first award is named in honor of a stalwart Aggie, Miss Aggie as she is affectionately known as, whose extensive accomplishments include serving as the first alumna to chair the North Carolina A&T Board of Trustees, and she is well known for her mentorship and guidance of students and young alumni. The 2022 recipient of the Velma R. Spate Young Alumna Award is Dr. Ashley Little, class of 2008, who is escorted by Dr. Velma R. Spate, class of 1953. Dr. Little is the CEO founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC. She is an award-winning serial entrepreneur, TV radio host, and speaker. She is the recipient of many awards and recognitions, including the Author of the Year by Glambitious. She was selected as one of the Forbes Next 1000 in 2021 in partnership with Square. She created the first Black-owned publishing company focused on books about the alumni and traditions of HBCUs. She created the HBCU Experience Movement to increase HBCU enrollment and alumni giving, two areas essential to the longevity of HBCUs. She aims to bring exposure and attention to HBCU stories around the world, and she hopes to partner with more HBCUs to tell their alumni stories in the future. Congratulations, Dr. Little. The next award is named in honor of a sassy and dedicated 1944 alumna who served as the first female national president of the North Carolina A&T Alumni Association. The 2022 recipient of the Julia S. Brooks Achievement Award is Dr. Ebony Ramsey, class of 2005. Dr. Ramsey has been an active proponent of students, equity, and inclusion since her high school years. Originally from Kansas City, Missouri, her passion, awareness, and drive has led her to become a true catalyst for change in all she does. She received her undergraduate degree in theater with a minor in mass communications from the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Ebony then went on to pursue a master's degree in adult education with a concentration in higher education administration from North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. She obtained her PhD in higher education and leadership at Colorado State University with her research focused on Black women HBCU presidents. Ebony has a passion for working at historically Black colleges and universities, and she enjoys serving the community and has been heavily involved in giving back through her sorority, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Ebony currently serves in the capacity of Assistant Dean for Student Involvement at Maryville University in St. Louis. Congratulations, Dr. Ramsey. And the final award is named in honor of Mr. Aggie, a 1938 graduate of North Carolina A&T who served as national president of the Alumni Association for 12 years and who was described by Chancellor Emeritus Louis C. Dowdy as the #1 alumnus who was a pillar of concern for constant upgrading of the university's goals and performances. The 2022 recipient of the Howard C. Barnhill Distinguished Service Award is Mrs. Sonia Hines, class of 1992. Mrs. Hines is president, CEO, and owner of Akata Global. She graduated with honors with a Bachelor of Science degree in Industrial Technology with a concentration in Occupational Safety and Health from North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, and a Master of Science degree in Safety and Systems Management from the Viterbi School of Engineering at the University of Southern California, Los Angeles. In addition to being the recipient of numerous awards and recognitions, Mrs. Hines is passionate about education and entrepreneurship. She is often sought after to provide guidance and advice to students of all ages in pursuing careers or advancing in science and technology, and dedicates a lot of her spare time to help advance others. Congratulations, Mrs. Hines. Again. Congratulations to all of our honorees, and thank you for your continued contributions to the university and the global imprint of our alma mater.
Thanks very much, Teresa. And so let's give all of our honorees another round of applause, please. We are honored by your recognition. And so again, congratulations to our alumni honorees today. And certainly you are a part of a legacy that continues to change the world. Your accomplishments embody the excellence that is synonymous with North Carolina A&T and offer inspiration for our fellow Aggies and generations of Aggies to come. As you depart today, I ask that you carry with you the spirit of all Aggies who have come before you, the spirit of Aggies who stand beside you, and certainly the unborn spirit of Aggies who are yet to come. We thank all of you for joining us today, and certainly as you represent our institution as alumni. Aggies lead, Aggies achieve, and certainly Aggies do. And as we prepare to stand and sing our alma mater, as we conclude our service today, I ask that we remember and celebrate the remarkable young life of Miss Ganesha Turner, who lost her life tragically just a few days ago. And certainly remember her family during this very difficult time. Please stand as we prepare for the recessional and singing of the alma mater. Please have a safe and enjoyable and happy homecoming.